Greetings, people of the interwebs. It is Dan here. It is late as hell on a Wednesday night into early Thursday morning, but despite that, I am here with your NXT February the 15th. Ooh, I'm shaking my desk. February the 15th, 2017 review. I am at my desk now. This is the home where my setup will be, even when I move apartments. I'm gonna get my new mic in today, as you guys are watching this. So I'm going to get my new mic in today, and I'm gonna get the boom arm, and I'm gonna get the pop filter, everything the works. I'm gonna hopefully get my setup completely finished, and then after that, I'm hoping to upgrade from the laptop that I am currently working on right here in front of me. So the setup thing, it's a slow process, but I hope that you guys are willing to work with me because this will be worth it, trust me. So, NXT, February the 15th, 2017 was live from Full Sail University. This was the last show of the current television tapings, but the crowd was hot for this show. I loved it. I loved how hot this crowd was. The show opened up, Tom Phillips, Nigel McGuinness, and I'm actually starting to warm up to Nigel McGuinness more than I ever really thought I would. But this guy, Percy Watson, has to go. I'm sorry, man. Like, I'm sure you're entertaining. I'm sure you're charismatic, but you don't add anything to the commentary team. He just puts in occasional, 3 to 4 word sentences and phrases, and is just, he's annoying. He's just like David Otunga, and he's just like Byron Saxton. He adds nothing, and he's really annoying. So, Percy Watson adds nothing. Let it just be Tom Phillips and Nigel McGuinness. And Nigel McGuinness was damn good tonight on NXT. They announced, of course, the main event, which was the first United Kingdom Championship title defense for the champion Tyler Bate. And Nigel McGuinness mentioned at the beginning of this show that apparently in Progress Wrestling, Tyler Bate and Trent Seven, who he was facing for the United Kingdom Championship, were actually tag team partners. They were known as the Mustache Men because Trent Seven, the whole Mustache Mountain thing, and Tyler Bate has a very impressive mustache for a 19-year-old, I should say. He's only a year older than me, and look at what the hell he's doing. He's already a champion. He's got a thick, beautiful mustache. Jesus Christ. But he said that they were actually a former tag team. So that was interesting to kick off the show. The first match that we had tonight on NXT was the Authors of Pain in action against some scrubs from the Performance Center. I couldn't even name these guys. I really couldn't. They did this beautiful move to end just before the last chapter to end the match, where they got them up on their shoulders in like a fireman's carry position, and then did fireman's carry slams into the corner turnbuckles. Looked brutal, but it was an absolutely beautiful power move from the Authors of Pain there, and then of course hit the last chapter, and then hit the last chapter and pin 1, 2, 3 for the victory. But then after the match, they laid a post-match assault on these scrubs by giving them the Super Collider, the clanking power bombs, where they both pick them up for power bombs, clank their backs together, and then do power bombs in stereo. It was gorgeous. I loved seeing the Authors of Pain put an absolute beat down on these guys. After that, they showed yet another promo for the UK title defense tonight, and they showed a promo for the defending champion Tyler Bate. It was the same promo that got shown whenever he first showed up on WWE TV, same shtick. And then there was an announcement on Shinsuke Nakamura's health. They, of course, showed the tweet that they showed last week on NXT saying that there was no tear found and that there would be no surgery required. And then they showed a current tweet saying that he is back at the Performance Center and training to get back in the ring and get ready for his rematch with Bobby Roode. So that's very good to hear. Love to see and hear that Shinsuke is indeed back at the Performance Center, ready to go at it with Bobby Roode once again. Next was the tag match that was booked last week after Liv Morgan got some people called it a fluke win over Billie Kay and Peyton Royce in a handicap match. So Billie and Peyton demanded a rematch, and Regal said, okay, fine. It will be you two versus Liv Morgan and a partner of her choice. I was predicting Ember Moon, and it turns out, yes, it was indeed Ember Moon was her tag team partner, and Nigel McGuinness actually mentioned, or one of the announcers actually mentioned, that potentially one of the winners of this match could be in line for a title shot. Hints at the future. So again, I was predicting Ember Moon to be Liv Morgan's tag team partner, and it was indeed Ember Moon. She comes out, she's absolute money. Like I said, this was the last show of the current tapings, and they were still hot. They were cheering at the top of their lungs, going, "Let's go Ember, let's go Ember," going absolutely insane. I love her to pieces, especially considering she is from Dallas, Texas. I'm from Fort Worth, the neighbor to the east, I think? I believe that's to the east. But if I'm not mistaken, I haven't been back to Texas in like 3 years. It's crazy. But anyway, Ember Moon is absolutely money, and the crowd loves her, which was the one thing that a few weeks into her run she was having difficulties with. That was the only thing that I saw in her game that had a mild flaw to it, was that she couldn't quite get the crowd going. But now that she's got the crowd going, she's the complete package. And I also made a prediction, which sort of got slayed out, but it's not definitive yet. I feel that before NXT TakeOver Orlando, it will be Ember Moon versus Billie Kay in a number one contenders match for Asuka's NXT Women's Championship at NXT TakeOver Orlando. That is just me. I feel like it is, like I said, eventually going to be Billie versus Ember, because they're building up Billie Kay as this massive heel. And they're putting a lot of time and effort into her, and especially putting her with Peyton Royce, giving Peyton Royce a platform to boost herself up as a singles competitor in the women's division. So they have two strong heels right now in the women's division. Now they got to get busy building up baby faces, and that is what they're doing with Liv Morgan and Ember Moon. So this goes along, and Billie and Peyton actually get the win with a knee to the head to Liv Morgan. 50-50 booking, although I actually didn't mind the 50-50 booking in this case, but Billie did indeed get her win back with a knee to the head to Liv Morgan. Ember did not get pinned. That is the key. Ember Moon did not get pinned. I love the fact that they are not having Ember Moon taking any pinfalls, making her look as strong as possible going into Orlando. Then they cut to showing what happened last week between Tye Dillinger and Sanity, showing the beatdown that Sanity gave to Tye Dillinger, and then Tye Dillinger coming back with Roderick Strong and No Way Jose coming out to save him. And then they come on to Andrea DeMarco, I believe is her name, in the Performance Center with Roddy and Jose. And they cut a promo basically saying, "Hey, we're baby faces. We needed to rescue the other baby face." That was essentially the basis of the promo. And Roderick Strong was actually playing a little bit of a tweener in this promo. He was saying, the numbers game was the only part that wasn't okay for me, essentially. He was saying, I used to be one of those type of guys like Sanity, and who knows, I might still be. Could we be seeing a potential Roderick Strong heel turn, maybe, before he challenges for the NXT title? I don't know. Maybe this could set up, like if Tye or Roderick wins the NXT title, this could set up that first big feud if Roderick turns heel. So after that, DIY comes out to their music. Thunderous ovation from the Full Sail crowd. They are so incredibly over. These guys are just money. But I've heard JD talk about this. They will be each other's own best rivals. Other tag teams have proven that in the past. Triple H and Shawn Michaels, of course, being the main one that a lot of people think of. But I guarantee you, these guys are the ultimate babyface tag team, and Johnny Gargano is the ultimate babyface singles guy. So when, I'm saying when, not if, when Ciampa turns on Gargano, it will be huge. And Gargano and Ciampa, they're going to have this epic rivalry. I can guarantee it. And it's going to go down whenever Ciampa inevitably turns on Gargano. I honestly thought it was going to happen during this promo. I really did. It was like there were hints thrown in there of potentially Ciampa turning on Gargano, because they were talking about, how great it was to win the NXT titles in Toronto, and how great it was to get match of the year then. And they traveled the world with him to Osaka, Japan, to Melbourne, Australia, and then he said, and to San Antonio, Texas. And after that, Ciampa just gets this really stern look on his face. And that's when I thought, oh God, is he going to turn on Johnny? But no, he did not. He said that the best part was whenever they came back to such a thunderous welcome from the crowd. And Gargano says that they were beaten by the Authors of Pain in San Antonio, but not broken, and that they want their rematch for the titles. Paul Ellering comes out with the Authors of Pain, the current NXT Tag Team Champions, of course, who were in action earlier on in the night. And he said, in 2 weeks, you will get your rematch for the NXT Tag Team titles. And then he says something so badass. He said, make peace with your loved ones before we get there. And then Ciampa turns to Gargano and says, Johnny, I love you. And Gargano says, I love you too, man. And Ciampa's like, I love you, man. I love you. And they're like, okay, we've made peace. We don't want it in 2 weeks. We want it right now. That was one of the best segments I saw the whole night. It was absolutely unbelievable. They just said that they love each other, and they said that they wanted to do it now. So then Authors of Pain start to come down to the ring, but then the Revival come up behind DIY, just as Johnny Gargano was saying, we want the rematch right now. Revival come down to the ring, lay a beat down on Gargano and Ciampa, throw Ciampa out of the ring. I think it was Ciampa that they threw out of the ring, and then they hit the Shatter Machine on, I believe it was Gargano. Beautiful Shatter Machine, the Flapjack into the Codebreaker combo, and then they run from the Authors of Pain as the Authors of Pain sprint to the ring. Revival run away. And then just before the main event, we actually got 2 big announcements made on NXT television. We got our first promo for the return of Cassius Ohno, aka Chris Hero, on the independent scene. Excuse me, Jesus, not bad manners, just good beer. Sorry, I'm 18, I can't drink. And then it pans to William Regal's general manager's office, and William Regal says, I am proud to announce that next week there will be a women's triple threat match between Peyton Royce, even though I'm thinking this is going to lead to some kind of internal struggle between Billie Kay and Peyton Royce, because Peyton Royce got into this triple threat match even though Billie Kay gained the pinfall over Liv Morgan, and Liv Morgan got into the triple threat match even though she lost. I feel like that's going to cause some internal struggle between Billie and Peyton. But he announced a triple threat match between Peyton Royce, Liv Morgan, and Ember Moon next week on NXT. To determine a number 1 contender to Asuka's NXT Championship, and they will face Asuka for the NXT Women's Championship the next week. So next week, for the first show of the television tapings, we are getting a guaranteed triple threat women's match, and then the next show after that in the television tapings, we are getting a women's championship match between Asuka and either Peyton Royce, Liv Morgan, or Ember Moon. I'm honestly predicting for Liv Morgan to pin Peyton Royce. That is my prediction here. Again, Ember Moon's not going to take the pinfall. They are going to save Ember Moon for TakeOver Orlando. Guaranteed they will save Ember Moon for TakeOver Orlando. Or if they do decide to go with Ember Moon, then some kind of screwy thing's going to occur with Asuka getting to the rematch, and then they're going to say, okay, well then you get your championship match at NXT TakeOver Orlando, or something along those lines. But again, my initial prediction is I'm predicting for Liv Morgan to pin Peyton Royce, because Liv Morgan did face Asuka one time, but it wasn't for the title. It was a non-title match several months ago, right after TakeOver Brooklyn, I think. And Liv Morgan was like, oh, well, people say that the women's division's been drained, but we're still here, and I want Asuka. And so she faced Asuka in a non-title match, and she tapped out to the Asuka lock in a minute. But I am because since they are building Liv Morgan up so much as a babyface, I am predicting Liv Morgan to pin Peyton Royce and go against Asuka the next week on NXT for the NXT Women's Championship, and actually give her a fair fight this time. And they're slowly, steadily peeling back those layers of strong Asuka to try to make her look just that little bit weaker, to build and build and build up until Asuka is finally slain by, hopefully, Ember Moon at NXT TakeOver Orlando. But again, now it was time for the main event. It was time for the WWE United Kingdom Championship match between Tyler Bate and Trent Seven. And I swear to God, Percy Watson, get the hell off of NXT. Get the hell out from behind the announce booth, because he called Trent Seven, who is nicknamed the Mayor of Mustache Mountain. He said, "Here comes the Prince of Mustache Mountain." The Prince of Mustache Mountain, even though even though many people have said, "Oh, look at the Mayor of Mustache Mountain." Percy, get the hell off the friggin' announce desk. So anyway, getting into the match, both guys are crazy over, of course, coming into this match. Trent Seven actually seemed just a little bit more over than Tyler Bate did, even though they were pretty even, but everyone was chanting Mustache Mountain, as Trent Seven came out. Absolutely crazy. And to start the match off, Tyler Bate was trying to go after Trent Seven with some shoulder blocks, but they were not working. Trent Seven, with the clear size advantage over Tyler Bate, is just pushing Tyler Bate out of the way out these shoulder blocks, and Tyler Bate is just like down on the ground, breathing heavy, and then Trent Seven gets right up and goes, come on. He's giving him free shots. So he takes one more attempt at the shoulder block, boom, and it stumbles Tyler Bate again, but Trent Seven stands solid. Trent Seven says, come on again. Gives him another free shot. Tyler Bate charges up, goes off the ropes again, shoulder blocks Trent Seven. Trent Seven stumbles backwards into the ropes, and then gives Tyler Bate a huge shoulder tackle to absolutely knock him for a loop. And then NXT decided to take after Monday Night Raw and Tuesday Night SmackDown by having a commercial break in the middle of a championship match. Luckily, it was only one commercial, and I think it was like a merchandise commercial for WWEshop.com. But either way, there was a couple of beautiful counters in this match where, Trent Seven or Tyler Bate, whichever one, they were just incredible, the way that they were able to predict this whole deal. But Seven countered the Tyler Driver 97 into a beautiful, picture-perfect Michinoku Driver. The Michinoku Driver is one of my favorite moves. I don't know why, but I find the Michinoku Driver to just be a gorgeous move, and when you can hit it well, it's just like, oh, you have me sold if you can hit a good Michinoku Driver. And then frickin' Percy Watson, guess who? Nigel McGuinness was trying to build up hype because Trent Seven... Ooh, I'm getting so excited, I'm knocking my desk. But Nigel McGuinness was getting so excited because Trent Seven was building towards that 7 Stars Lariat. That big lariat, it's basically Kazuchika Okada's Rainmaker, JBL's Clothesline from Hell. It's an arm wrench into a lariat, boom. That's the 7 Stars Lariat. And just as Nigel McGuinness is majorly hyping up for this 7 Stars Lariat, and just as Trent Seven is about to get the arm wrench to go for the lariat, Percy Watson, I can't even say the name right, I'm so pissed. Percy Watson goes, "Man, the champion taking a beating and still getting up." He's like, "I ain't never seen a champion take this kind of punishment." Just as this guy's about to perform his finishing move that's been hyped up for the entire match, you decide to just throw in a random line of commentary? What the shit? Fuck you, Watson. I don't care. I don't care what you think. Screw you, my dear Watson. I hate you. You are not a good commentator whatsoever. I don't even care if you're an old school member of NXT, or if you were in NXT way back when. I don't care. You're not good as a commentator. Trent Seven, soon after that, went for a powerbomb. Big powerbomb, by the way. Tyler Bate, all of 175 pounds, just getting slammed into the canvas. And he goes for a pin combo off of this powerbomb. The ref counts 1, 2. Tyler Bate kicks out at 2 3/4. Tyler Bate raises his shoulder up off the mat, and just as he's raising his shoulder on the kick out, Trent Seven rolls him over and counters his kick out into a single leg Boston Crab. Oh my God. I freaked when that happened. I was like, what just happened? I've never seen that done before. Seriously, never. I can't even remember seeing a kick out countered into the walls of Jericho before. Like, I cannot remember the time whenever a kick out was directly countered into a move like that. Like instantly. I can't snap, but instantly. You get the point. It was instantly countered by Trent Seven, Tyler Bates kick out, into a single leg Boston Crab. Gorgeous single leg Boston Crab, by the way. But then Bate eventually got out of it, but then Trent Seven got him right up, arm wrenched him, nailed him with the 7-star lariat, turned Tyler Bate inside out, but Bate kicked out at 2 3/4. Oh my God. And then they went up to top rope in the corner. Tyler Bate was going for a top rope exploder. He had the leg hooked and everything. Trent Seven gave him a couple of gut punches. He was looking for an outside superplex. He was looking to superplex him from the top rope over his back and to the outside of the ring. Tyler Bate might have died if that move got hit. But then he countered his attempted outside superplex into a top rope exploder, went for the cover on Trent Seven. He kicked out, but then Trent Seven got up and Tyler Bate hit. Well, actually, no. There was another sequence. I left it out. It's in my notes, but I just mistakenly left it out. Tyler Bate went for the Tyler Driver 97. That Tiger Bomb that he does. It's a Tiger Bomb. Come on. You can call it the Tyler Driver 97, but it's a Tiger Bomb. And he went for the Tyler Driver 97, and then Trent Seven countered it and got out of it and hit him with some brutal knife-edge chops right to the chest. I'm talking like 2 or 3, just boom! Like brutal knife-edge chops. Like at the end of the match, you could see Tyler Bate had welts on his chest from these knife-edge chops that Trent Seven was giving him throughout the match. But anyway, he hit a couple of these knife-edge chops. Tyler Bate hits a beautiful overhead Pele kick right to the head of Trent Seven, and then hooks the head between his legs, does the double underhook, flip over into the Tiger Bomb, pin combo, 1, 2, 3 for the win. Tyler Bate retains the WWE United Kingdom Championship, and that is where NXT goes off the air. Whew! Tonight was a very good show. As usual, man, NXT has been putting on some damn good shows lately. They are just, they are the cream of the crop when it comes to wrestling these days. They are the cream, and the cream always rises to the top here. I do a crappy Macho Man impression, by the way. I'm sorry. But the cream. No. But they are the absolute top of the line when it comes to wrestling these days. What more can I say? Great show. Probably got a great show lined up for next week. Incredible main event planned between Peyton Royce, Liv Morgan, and Ember Moon. Triple threat to determine a number 1 contender for the NXT Women's Championship to go on to face Asuka the very next week on NXT television. Again, as I said, last set of the last show of this round of television tapings, February 22nd, next week starts a new round of television tapings, and that's the tapings for the February 22nd, March 1st, and March 8th episodes of NXT, I believe. And then after the March 8th episode, they are going to do tapings for the March 15th, March 22nd, and March 29th episodes of NXT. So, that is that. That's pretty much all I have down in my notes, and I feel like that was pretty much all for NXT. So anyway, great show. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Do not forget to follow my social links down below. Oh, and by the way, another great layout by Mike Will 87. Holy shit, he has outdone himself once again. This is probably my favorite layout of all 3 that he's done for me. Absolutely love him. I will leave his Twitter down in the description. Follow him. Tweet the guy if you want any graphic designs or layouts of any kind. Even if you want a YouTube logo, he'll even make you a YouTube logo. I can never repay the guy for what he's done. All this is it's just beautiful. So anyway, yeah, go give Michael87 some love for the layout. Follow my social links down below. Leave a like down below as well. Don't forget to comment your feelings on NXT. What do you think is going to happen going into NXT TakeOver Orlando? The final stages of the build for NXT TakeOver Orlando. What all do you think is going to happen? Anyway, oh, and also, don't forget to click the little red button down below and subscribe and ring my bell, to where you can get email or text alerts anytime I upload a new video so that you never miss one. Because the future is going to be big here, guys. You will not want to miss any content from me. My name's Dan. You guys keep yourself safe, and I'll see you at a later date. I'm going to go get a few hours sleep. Farewell.